All right, let's just jump right in. We are on the edge of a huge shift in how we buy and sell things online. We're talking about a world where AI assistants don't just help you find products, they can literally run an entire store for you. I mean, automating everything from inventory to customer service. It's a pretty wild vision.
And this quote from the WooCommerce developer blog, it just nails the dream, doesn't it? They've got a name for it, agentic commerce. The whole idea is that these AI agents act on our behalf. So shopping isn't a website you go to anymore. It's just this ambient experience that's always on, always working for you in the background.
But you know, that immediately brings up a couple of massive questions. First, how does this magic actually work under the hood? And maybe even more important, as we start handing the keys to our digital stores over to these powerful AIs, what are the risks? What could go wrong? That's exactly what we're going to break down right now. So, to understand how this is all possible, we've got to look at the technology that's making it all happen. It's kind of like the engine connecting AI to, well, the rest of the entire digital world.
And here it is. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal language for AI. Instead of developers having to build a custom connection for every single app, MCP creates one standard way for any AI to talk to any tool. It's the handshake that makes this whole new world possible.
So let's just quickly trace the path on this diagram here. It all starts with you making a request, like reorder my coffee. The AI client, your assistant, passes that request to an MCP server. Now, that server is like a dispatcher. It figures out the right tool for the job, maybe your store's order system, and gets it done, sending the result right back. That's the universal language in action.
And listen, this isn't just some far-off theory. This is happening right now. The big players are already building this in. WooCommerce, the world's most popular e-commerce platform, rolled out a native MCP integration in version 10.3. So yeah, it's official.
And it's not just the official teams getting in on this. The whole community is jumping on board. You've got companies like Webcool building their own MRCP servers with even more features, handling everything from user accounts to payment processing. The ecosystem is just growing like crazy.
And the innovation just keeps rolling. If you look on places like GitHub, the open source community is on fire building and sharing their own MCP servers. They're adding all sorts of specialized tools for analytics, for inventory, you name it. The whole space is just exploding.
Okay, but with all this amazing new power and connectivity, you knew it was coming, right? There's a dark side. When we give AI agents this much freedom, we're also creating brand new ways for things to go sideways. We're basically building a whole new threat landscape from the ground up. The real security problem comes from this one fundamental shift. We're moving from static to dynamic systems. Think about it. With a traditional app, the code is the map. It's predictable. You can read it, you can test it, you know exactly what it's going to do. But with agentic AI, the agent is basically drawing the map as it goes, based on whatever data it finds. Its path is completely unknowable beforehand. And that unpredictability, that's where the danger sneaks in.
And this creates three totally new kinds of bad guys. First, you've got content injectors. These are attackers who hide malicious commands inside normal-looking data, like a product review or a support ticket. Then you've got supply chain adversaries, people who create and share compromised MCP servers that look totally legit. And then there's the most surprising one, the inadvertent adversary. That's your own helpful AI, which, in trying to get a job done, might accidentally chain a few tools together in just the wrong way and leak sensitive data.
Security researchers actually have a name for this perfect storm. They call it the lethal trifecta. It's when an AI has three things at once: access to your private data, exposure to untrusted content from the outside, and the ability to talk back out to the internet. When you have all three, you've created a perfect bridge for an attacker to steal your data, with the AI as the unwitting accomplice.
And look, these are not hypothetical what-if threats. We've already seen this stuff happen in the wild. Microsoft's Copilot had a vulnerability where hidden prompts could be used to leak data. A really popular MCP package was found to have a flaw that allowed attackers to run their own code. And an unofficial community-built server was caught secretly copying every single email it sent to an attacker's inbox. The risk is very, very real.
So, okay, that's the scary part. Faced with these brand new dangers, how do we protect ourselves? We can't just throw the technology away, right? So we have to build better defenses. We need to build guardrails that are designed specifically for this new dynamic world.
And this right here is the key architectural solution. It's called an MCP gateway. Honestly, the best way to think of it is as a security checkpoint, or maybe like a bouncer at a club. Instead of letting the AI talk directly to all the different tools and servers, every single request has to go through this central gateway first. This is where we can watch, authorize, and shut down anything that looks shady.
Now, this gateway is what makes a real defense-in-depth strategy possible. It's not just one thing, it's layers. It starts with strong authentication, so every action is tied to a real person. Then it tracks everything, creating a perfect audit trail. The servers themselves are run in isolated sandboxes to contain any problems. Meanwhile, the gateway is actively scanning for and blocking data leaks in real time. And finally, it makes sure the AI only uses tools from a pre-approved, trusted list. See? Each layer backs up the others, creating a much stronger fortress.
When you pull back and look at the big picture, this all points to a much bigger conversation. We're not just talking about a cool new feature. We're talking about a new foundation for how all software talks to each other, and that forces us to completely rethink what digital trust even means.
Because ultimately, what MCP represents is a fundamental paradigm shift. We are moving away from a world where developers carefully and deliberately built every single connection to a new world where users can dynamically give AI agents really broad access to all of their systems. The power is shifting, and with it, so is the responsibility.
And here is the sobering reality check. Our security practices are lagging way behind. Get this, a recent security scan found over 1,800 MCP servers just sitting on the public internet with zero authentication enabled. They were wide open for anyone to use. That just highlights the massive gap between where this technology is going and how poorly we're securing it today.
Which leaves us with this final, and I think, critical question. As we hand over more and more of our lives and our businesses to these AI agents, the very definition of trust has to change. It's no longer just about trusting lines of code that a developer wrote. It's about trusting the dynamic, unpredictable, emergent behavior of the systems we're building. And how we choose to navigate that, well, that's going to define the future of e-commerce and a whole lot more.